We'll be joined by Alan Whitaker, the co-author of Championship, of all about the NCAA. We'll talk about last night's game. And why don't I just call him from here? Do we need to take a break, don't we?
We do need one more, yeah.
This is Alan Whitaker.
Alan Whitaker, Shannon Burke, you are live on the air. How are you, sir?
How are you doing today, sir?
We're doing well. Alan Whitaker, co-author of Championship. Give us the whole rundown, the quick synopsis. Then I'm going to take a break and come back. We'll talk to the end of the hour.
All righty. Well, you got the word right, Championship. If you go to Amazon, you'll find the ebook there. It's called the NCAA National Championship, Why There's Never Been
Kevin.
a True NCAA Football Champion.
There's never been a true NCAA football champion. That's a very accurate remark when you think about it.
If you use the phrase mythical national champion, there's only one sport that it refers to. It's college football. There's no such thing as a mythical champion in baseball at any level, in football only at the college level, in hockey at any level, in basketball at any level. You say mythical national champion, they know you're talking about college football.
And why is it that college, that the NCAA system does not wish to crown a true or reveal a true championship?
You know, after last night, and I've been hearing that the ratings are through the roof on ESPN last night for Oregon and Ohio State, and that was with having only a 4-team playoff. And I also heard that betting in Vegas was much increased after only a 4-team playoff. Imagine what it would be if there were 16 teams, because as you know, Shan, our book proposes a 16-team playoff. Yep. It would be December delirium. It would be a playoff game or playoff games every single weekend, funneling into a true national champion, because even Ohio State is not the true national champion.
Right.
There weren't enough teams in that playoff.
We'll never know who the true champion was.
Well, we know in 2013, the true national
we don't know. We don't know.
Florida State.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Tell them how we get to the 16 teams.
Well, the 16 teams would be the 5 major conference champions, and that would be, of course, the SEC, the Big 12, the Big 10, the ACC, and the one I'm going to forget, and I'll just pass
none of those,
the next one.
And none of those need to be reworked. We're totally happy with the way they all right now, every one of them.
If you win your conference, and there's 5 major conferences, if you win one of those 5 conferences, you're automatically in. The next three would be the highest ranked by either BCS or playoff committee. So that you'd have your top 8. And another key is those top 8 would get a home game.
Yeah.
It would still be considered a bowl game, but you'd play at home.
What's the fear
so there would be an advantage?
Won't there still
having a high rank and an advantage to winning your conference champion?
Right. If you have your home game, that's the championship at home. You can call it a bowl game because it really is a bowl game, and get Tostitos to sponsor.
Oh, it would absolutely still be sponsored. Sponsorship would be through the roof because everyone would be watching, because all 15 games would count.
800-771-1025. If you have a question or comment for Alan Whitaker, Championship.
If you go to Amazon and just search the word Championship, it's Championship with an S at the front. There's only one product that's going to pop up, and that's our book. 33,000 words. We do the 16-team proposal. We do 50 years of analysis. We go all the way back to 1964 and have discussions about every single champion. You came out on the side, I think, of 20 teams being actual champions. Yeah. I only gave 15 teams the nod.
20 that I can identify.
But it's systemic. Until you really have a system that includes all the potential champions, the mythical title is always going to attach.
1-800-771-1025 is our telephone number. Alan Whitaker on the phone, a co-author with myself of Championship. It's available on Amazon.com. Can you mind if we take a quick break here, Alan?
Oh, absolutely.
Fast break. We'll come back and take your calls. Also talk about what I think is going to be the next book, how much money we play these fellas for playing college football.
Okay.
All right, stick around.
It's the Shannon Burke Show.
Welcome back to the Shannon Burke Show. And our final segment here. 800-771-1025. Our guest on the horn, Alan Whitaker, co-author of Championship. By the way, co-author with me. I'll find it on Amazon right now. Just put in search Championship with an S, not a C. And it's how many thousands of words? Not 33, 38?
It's over 33,000 words. And then I think it's only $3.99.
It's $3.99. Yeah.
A discount.
How much does that come out?
At twice the price.
What size font did you guys go with? Standard 12.
I really wanted Dog Casual, but
that's
he
the nice
didn't.
thing, because it's an ebook. You can change the font size yourself on whatever device you've got. So you can read the book on your phone, on a tablet, on a computer. The Kindle app is free. So if you've got $3.99 and you don't have good eyes, you can make it 14-point font, 25-point font, anything you want.
Listen, that's less than 1/10 of a penny per word, right there.
Exactly.
So I mean, you can't. That's just a good bargain. But,
It's all about value, and we don't kill a single tree.
Let's take a couple of calls. This is Zach. Zach, how are you?
Good. How you doing, man?
Good, man. What's happening?
Not much. So I couldn't agree more with you. First off, that the way that the BCS works with its voting system is flawed as ever. But
Absolutely.
being fairly new to college football, I've always been a pro follower, but I hated the way that, you get people like Condoleezza Rice who gets to get in and vote, and it's like, where do you get your football knowledge from? How do you get
she's very knowledgeable, Condoleezza
You don't think
Rice.
she would be qualified to talk about college football?
She almost ran the damn NFL.
She ran the damn country. She kept your ass safe.
We do a full analysis of every member of that committee in the book, including Condoleezza Rice.
Yep.
We don't say much about her because she could have us killed. She's a former national security advisor.
Yeah, you might want to Google
her.
My question
comes: 16 teams go into a playoff. So do you still use the rankings of the BCS to find out, other than those 5, you're still relying on them to get your other team?
We are, and with one caveat, which is no conference can send more than 3 teams, and that's known as the SEC rule. Because if it were up to the football voters, they put, all 14 teams in the SEC would be in the playoffs. So it's 3 teams per conference. If you can't finish higher than 4th in your conference, you're probably not the national champion. So that's the one asterisk in our system. Otherwise, we go 1 through 16. So if 1 through 16 happens to be from all different conferences, and no conference has more than 3 teams, then that's going to be the 1 through 16 seeds.
Got it, Jack?
I got it, man. Thanks so much.
Thanks, dude.
Seems like the whole new playoff that he's talking about would make more money too. You have more bowl games, more important games, right?
Absolutely. 15 games would count.
Right.
15,
all of them count.
15 games would count.
Which means they get better. I mean, they get a lot better TV ratings when they're actual games that actually count, that mean something, that are meaningful towards the national championship.
Right.
Every one of these formerly meaningless Tostito bowls and dull pineapple bowls.
Man, they got a bowl. All of
a sudden now they're going to get more TV ratings than ever, and that's where the money comes from.
Master Purveyors actually has a bowl for next season.
Yeah, it's called the Camel Burger Bowl.
Who was in the Sun Bowl this year? Anyone watch the Sun Bowl?
No. Who sponsors that?
No.
The Sun Bowl?
The Sun Bowl. Who cares? Nobody cares. The Poinsettia Bowl, the San Diego Federal Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl. Yeah. No one watched it because it didn't count. But in the book, we even put out a system how these minor bowls can rotate into the system every once in a while. So maybe every 3rd year, the Sun Bowl would be in the big.
Hello? Oh. Hello?
Oh, man.
Condoleezza shut him down.
Yeah, she did. Talking that trash.
Orange Bowl, Sugar Bowl, Cotton Bowl, Fiesta Bowl. Those mean something. Citrus, Sun. Here, Kevin, wouldn't you be proud to go see your son play in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl?
Is it in Idaho?
You better believe it.
Oh, we failed.
It's sponsored by the Idaho Potato Commission.
I mean, I like potatoes, but we don't have to make a game.
Alan's back on. Alan, sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
I had to pay my cell phone bill.
Oh, GoDaddy Bowl, Heart of Dallas Bowl, Miami Beach Bowl, the Quick Lane Bowl. Quick Lane, sponsored by Ford Motor Company. Okay, as you were saying.
The Quick Lane Bowl has a storied history stretching all the way back to 2012.
Boy, let's roll the film. How many are there altogether here?
Well, there used to be 6 bowl games back in the 60s. It's now expanded. I believe it's 38 bowl games. Yeah. And you could still have 38 bowl games in our system, but 15 of them would count.
Right, and it wouldn't be like the Rose Bowl right now. You're going to get a Big Ten game, and you're going to get a Big Ten and a Pac-12 conference champion. Right,
but we rotate that out to maybe one year the Rose Bowl would be the final game with the Fiesta and the Sugar feeding into it as the 2 semifinal games, and the Cotton Bowl and the Sun Bowl and the whatever bowl or the quarterfinal games.
Yeah.
And then the next year the Fiesta Bowl would be the championship, and then the next year the Sugar Bowl. So there are these major bowls. They're always going to be in the mix. They're always they're going to rotate into being the final game. You're not going to lose those big bowl games, and those big sponsors are going to be very happy that people are being exposed to their product.
It was the 90s.
But you're going to have a lot more eyes on that product.
Right.
Because everyone's going to be watching. Imagine March Madness with basketball. Who cares about basketball until March?
Right.
Almost nobody cares about basketball.
That's when I check in.
Suddenly, everyone's watching.
Right. Some of these bowls are paying out phenomenal amounts of money per team. Right. Could you?
Oh, absolutely. The money would skyrocket.
There's some crappy ones out there, like the famous Idaho Potato Bowl only gets each team $325,000, Kevin. But if you end up in something, like the Fiesta Bowl, it's $18 million a team. Now, that changes the.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, and I suspect they'd be maybe even higher payouts, or done our way. Alan,
it would absolutely lead to higher payouts because you're going to have more people watching, and more eyes on your product equals a higher price for the sponsors. So the Idaho Potato Bowl, if that happens to be a first-round game, instead of paying $300,000, they'll end up paying $1.5 million, or whatever a first-round game would be worth.
Right. They're proposing
that'll all work itself out. That'll be in the free market of capitalism. When everyone is watching a game, the price naturally is going to go up for the sponsors, and that money is going to flow into the schools.
Here's a call, Alan, real quick. It's Jim. Jim, go ahead. You're on the Shannon Burke Show.
Hey, what's up, Shannon?
Hey, buddy. Good. Go ahead.
No, I just want to make a point. Don't these BCS teams that get into these major bowls, their schools get millions of dollars to support these programs and other sports programs and whatnot, and it does not have anything to do with how they structure the bowls.
You mean the payout system, or I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, they pay millions of dollars. Like Ohio State and Oregon probably got $10 million for each of their programs just for being in the national championship.
Yeah,
and each of the bowls get paid. The teams get paid a certain amount of money. So
a lot of money.
How would you structure that?
I mean,
we wouldn't structure it, but you can be sure that the NCAA would structure it.
Yeah.
If there's, let's say, in the total of 38 bowls, there's a total sponsorship money of $60 million going in right now. A lot of that funnels to the NCAA. The way we would structure it is that suddenly $120 million would flow into those 38 bowls. Most of them will go to the 15
and
the
some
playoffs.
of that money will be used to
and
pay
a lot of that
these young
120 million would go to the schools. The NCAA is not going to miss. They're going to wet their beak. Their money is going to increase. Guaranteed.
Money for everybody, buddy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I hear you.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate it.
Thanks for taking my call, guys.
You got it. And then, of course, we use that money to structure a moderate salary structure for these young players.
That's next.
While they risk their bodies, all for some T-shirt sales and some TV ratings. Right now,
that'll be another chapter.
Come on, I mean, really?
We'll have to write another chapter.
We'll write another chapter, another 33,000 words. Go to Amazon.com and search Championship. That's with an S, not a C. And pick up a copy. We Kill No Trees. It's $3.99. It's less than a pack of cigarettes.
Over 3,000 words.
It's 32,000 words.
33,000
That's
words.
less than a tenth of a penny per word. And it's good stuff. It's a good read. Alan, good to talk to you. We'll talk again, all right?
All righty. Thanks,
all right, brother. See you, buddy.